another video. If you're new here, my name is Lily and my channel is a place where I share all of my healthy vegan recipes that are mostly whole food plant-based. So this week I thought I would give you an insight on what I eat for dinner throughout the week. So I'm just going to film every day this week, Monday through Friday, and show you what it is like I kind of throw together on an average weeknight. So tonight's dinner is going to be something that I've been eating a lot lately. I'm really obsessed with it and it's so easy to make and it's really delicious. So I'm calling it a cheesy broccoli potato chickpea casserole, if that's what you want to call it. But you can definitely swap the broccoli out for any kind of greens. I've done it with kale and it's also really good that way. And if you don't like chickpeas that much, don't know why you wouldn't, but if you don't, you can always swap out the bean for a different bean as well. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the recipe. I'll show you how to make it for yourself and you'll see just for yourself how delicious this is. First things first, preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And then you're going to want to get a pot of water boiling on your stove. And we are going to parboil the potatoes in this recipe. And then while your water is boiling, you're going to want to chop an onion. And I'm just going to light a pan over medium heat and I'm going to saute the onions in this. And then I'm also going to dice up a few baby bella mushrooms to saute in with the onions. And I'm just going to add the mushrooms to the diced onion and let these saute until they're nice and caramelized. And I'll just add water as needed. Next, I'm going to thinly slice my potatoes, and these are Yukon Gold Potatoes. And I'm just going to do them pretty thin. About like this is good. Also, to the potatoes, I'm going to throw in, it's about a cup of cauliflower, I would say. And I'm just going to let that cauliflower soften with the potatoes. And that's going to be a part of the cheese sauce. So the potatoes are done. I just drained those and I'm just going to finish prepping my broccoli. And then, oh yeah, and look at the onions and mushrooms. They're nice and golden brown. So I'll show you how to make the cheese sauce after I finish the broccoli. So for the cheese sauce, you're going to need a blender. And I'm going to grab that cauliflower. Ah, it's so hot. Probably not a smart idea, but it's okay. And I'm also going to grab like 3 slices of potato also. And that is going to be the base of our cheese sauce. You could also, if you don't like cheese sauce made from potatoes or cauliflower, you can definitely make a cashew cheese sauce and just replace this with half a cup to 1 cup of cashews soaked. And it'll basically do the same thing. It's just higher fat that way, so I'm just trying to keep it lower fat. Along with that, I'm going to be doing 4 heaping tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I'm going to do 3/4 cup of soy milk unsweetened. I'm just going to start out with that, and if I need to add more to blend, then I will. A secret ingredient that I recently discovered when adding liquid smoke to cheese sauce, it is so delicious, like I can't even comprehend. So I do like a capful. It's probably like a teaspoon. And it really tastes so good. And then I'm gonna add in some lemon juice. I'm gonna do half of a lemon juice. I'm gonna do about half a teaspoon of salt. About 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And garlic powder. And this is probably going to use the rest of the bottle for me. And then to enhance the smokiness of the liquid smoke, I'm going to do a little bit of smoked paprika too. Probably half a teaspoon. And then another secret ingredient is going to be some juice from my sauerkraut in my fridge. So you can use the juice of anything fermented. You could do like some kimchi liquid, but I just use sauerkraut because that's usually what I have on hand. And I do about a tablespoon. And fun fact, in fermented vegetables and stuff, canned stuff like this, it has to be fermented. It actually contains lactic acid naturally. So I know a lot of like cheese replacements use lactic acid because it really mimics that cheesiness really well. So adding a bit of this boosts the cheesy flavor like a lot. All right, and then we're just gonna blend, and I'll add soy milk as I need to until it gets to the right texture. That looks pretty good. And then as always, you're going to want to give it a taste before you put it in your meal. That tastes really good. So now we just got to build the casserole. Oh, and I forgot, but you can add a little bit of turmeric as well to give it a little more cheesy look to it. So I just use a 13 by 9 baking dish like this, but if you have like a casserole dish, you could definitely use that. So I'm just gonna start out with a little bit of the cheese sauce on the bottom, just so nothing sticks, you know. And then you're gonna wanna layer your potatoes in. And you can kind of overlap them a little bit. Okay, and then you're going to put in your broccoli florets. And I just pack them in there. And if you have like some big ones, just kind of break them into smaller pieces. Just try to get it pretty even. And then go on with more potatoes. And like I just barely ran out, so 4 potatoes would definitely be better than 3. Oh, and I totally forgot about my onions and mushrooms. But I'll just add those on top and kind of fill them in the cracks a little bit. And last, I'm going to wash and drain 2 cans of chickpeas, and that's going to be our protein for this dish. And there's no certain way to do this. I just kind of dump them in there. But do try to spread it out a bit. And you could just do 1 can, but we're trying to up our protein, especially Jake, so I am going to do 2 cans. Okay, and right now it looks like just chickpeas, but you know, that's okay because they don't call me the chickpea chick for nothing. But no, you could totally like mix them and layer them in if you wanted to. But last, you're gonna pour this cheese sauce on top and just let it fall through the cracks kinda, but just make sure you spread it all the way across first before you pour a lot in one area, because you wanna make sure you have enough. And then just kind of spread the cheese sauce out. tin foil. You don't want to like press down in the middle because you don't want it to stick to the top of the tin foil. So I totally forgot a really important step. You need to pour some soy milk or plant milk unsweetened into the cracks of it, because this is going to create that steam that we need to cook our broccoli and everything, and it just helps moisten it all up. That's probably about half a cup to 3/4 of a cup. I'm going to put this in the oven for about 30 minutes. And then I'll take the cover off and do it for another 10 minutes and allow it to brown on top. So now you're just gonna wanna take the cover off and bake for another 10 minutes. All right, it's been 10 minutes in the oven with the foil off. Ooh. Look how good that looks. I am gonna do another 5 minutes though, just because I want the middle parts to be browned. I might even put it on broil to be. Definitely broil it. This is working magnificently. There we go. That looks amazing. Here it is. I love the smell. Hey guys, so tonight we did not feel like cooking because we were out and about. Jake had me running around everywhere to pick up like Mario Kart, whatever else, Wii games, and a freaking vegan leather couch. So we're just in Arlington and we picked up some district taco. So I kind of already showed you what I ordered, but this is what it looks like. And it's just a bowl basically with rice, lettuce, potatoes, corn, tomato. That's basically it. I didn't get too much on it. I kept it simple today. And I'm just gonna add some salsa on there. This is one of our go-to restaurants whenever we are out and about. We usually eat here or we'll eat at Cava. And that's mainly it, really. That's our two favorite places to eat out. So I'm just gonna enjoy this. And Jake got a burrito if you wanna see that.
So this is my burrito, guys. I got potatoes, rice, both beans. And like it's a protein, it's like a Beyond Meat kind of protein. And then I got some chips and I get the salad block because it's a little cheaper that way. But yeah, this is my favorite, it's so good.
So I am just gonna cook some rice, some sticky rice, and I'm gonna make poke bowls. So the only things that I have to cook is the rice, and then I'm gonna air fry some tofu and like a miso teriyaki style sauce. And then I'm just gonna add lots of fresh veggies, some mango and avocado, and a little sushi, not sushi, a little seaweed. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll show you how I do it. It's really easy, so let's get started. I'm gonna rinse probably only 1 cup of sticky rice. Yeah, because that's four servings, so I would like to have leftovers just for tomorrow. I keep seeing things like it's not good to eat rice more than like a day old, so I am gonna do the 4 servings. Buffy, get down! I don't know who she thinks she is, but she's been really bad lately, like super bad. Mo does not do that, and she's still a kitten, and she thinks she can do whatever she wants. But that's a no-no, and we're trying to train her not to do that. It's really hard. So, I'm just gonna add some water to my Instant Pot and then throw the rice in there. And I'm just gonna do the rice setting. There we go. I'm just gonna be using super firm tofu in this recipe. It's super high in protein and it's nicely packaged. I don't have to really press it at all. And then I'm gonna be coating the tofu in a Japanese barbecue sauce, which it's a little sweet. So to balance that out, I'm gonna be using some mellow white miso paste. And I'm just gonna go ahead and dice my tofu. I'm going to dice it into really small pieces because I want everything in my poke bowl to be really nice and small. And then I'm going to mix the barbecue sauce with the miso paste. And the miso paste is a little hard to mix in, so you just want to make sure it is all blended together really well before you add in your tofu. And so I'm going to add in the tofu now, and I'm just going to make sure that it's all coated really well in this sauce. You want all of the surfaces of the tofu to really be covered. And then I'm just going to put it in my air fryer to cook it. And I'm just going to let those air fry while I prep my veggies. I like using red cabbage in this recipe because it adds a great color to the poke bowl and adds some really nice crunch as well. So just make sure you dice it really small. And then I'm going to use my peeler to peel and dice my carrot really small. And then I'm going to dice half of an English cucumber as well. I'm going to use a red bell pepper in this recipe because I think red bell pepper tastes the best. And then I'm going to use a mango. So if you can't find a fresh mango, you can use pineapple, or you could even use canned pineapple. You just really need something sweet. And I'm going to use a nice creamy avocado. All of my veggies are prepped. Let's see if the rice is done. I think it is. It looks good. Oh yeah. And I'm going to put it in the freezer also. So good. And my tofu is done now. It actually got a little burned. But you know what? It's going to taste great anyway. Really yummy. Tastes delicious. Okay, so it is all ready to go, and I'm just gonna plate it up in my favorite big wooden bowl because it makes me super happy when I eat out of this bowl. Hey, so I just got back home from work and the gym and playing tennis, and so I'm gonna put together some dinner, and I think I am feeling like I want to make a curry of some sort. I may do like a peanut curry with some of my Japanese sweet potatoes, and I do have this tofu, let's see, but it's a chickpea tofu. I've tried it once before and I air fried it like I do my normal tofu, and I didn't really like it that much that way, but I seen it and I was like, well, let me try it again, and I might like it better if it's simmered in like a curry. So that's what I'm gonna go for today, and I will show you guys how I make it. So I'm gonna start off by dicing an onion. I'm going to add my onions to a large pot over medium heat, and I'm just going to water saute these until they are translucent. Next, I'm going to dice a yellow bell pepper, and I'm going to add that into the onions and just allow both of these to saute down until they are caramelized and really soft. And then next I'm going to dice a Japanese sweet potato. I'm just using one large Japanese sweet potato, just gonna cut them into bite-sized pieces. And then I'm also going to do the same thing for one large carrot. And then another veggie in this recipe is gonna be some cauliflower. So I'm going to take about half a head of a large head of cauliflower, and I'm just going to break it into bite-sized pieces and cut it if necessary. I just don't really want to have a whole lot of little pieces of cauliflower breaking off. And then I'm going to take all my veggies and I'm going to line a sheet of a baking sheet with parchment paper, and I'm just going to spread these out and then toss them in a little bit of aquafaba. So that's the liquid from a can of chickpeas. And so this just helps really roast our veggies without drying them out. And this way we don't have to use oil. So my oven is preheated to 425 degrees. And I'm just going to throw these in the oven and I'm going to let them cook for about 30 minutes. And I will take them out halfway and just toss them to make sure that they are evenly roasted. And then I'm going to prepare my chickpea tofu. I'm just going to pat it dry with a paper towel, and then I'm going to cut it into small bite-sized pieces, about the same size as my veggies. That way it's just easier to eat. And then to my onions and bell pepper, I'm going to add in some minced garlic. And I'm just going to add in some garam masala as well, which is a nice Indian spice blend, and it's really great in curries. So I'm going to add some of that, and then I will add in some yellow curry powder as well. They also make a spicy version of this curry powder that you could use if you like a spicier curry. And then I'm going to add in some red curry paste. I'm just going to saute all of this together and just keep stirring it so that your spices don't burn. And then I'm going to add in some crushed fire roasted tomatoes to deglaze the pan. You could also use just regular diced tomatoes. And then to make my veggie broth, I'm going to mix some Better Than Bouillon vegetable base. I just keep this stuff on hand because it's super easy to use. And I'm going to be using 2 cups of veggie broth. And I'm just going to add that into the tomato mixture. And then for the creaminess of this curry, I'm going to be using unsweetened soy milk instead of coconut milk, which I know is traditionally used. But coconut milk is super high in fat. So I do try to, monitor my fat intake. And so I'm just going to add this in, and it's important to stir in very slowly and just make sure you stir it in because the soy milk can separate. And then I'm going to bring this to a boil and add in my chickpea tofu. And this is just going to allow the chickpea tofu to soak up all of these delicious flavors. And then I'm going to add in some PB2 mixed with water instead of peanut butter, as well as some agave for some sweetness. You could use maple syrup. And then for a little acidity, I'm going to add in some lemon juice and, of course, a little bit of salt. And just stir everything together well. Throw the lid on there. Alright, it's time to plate up this delicious sweet potato peanut curry. Served with just a little bit of brown rice. I gave Jake more rice. We only had 1 pack, so I figured he would want more than me. Delicious. I'm just gonna serve it with some Kite Hill Greek yogurt, or I think it's just regular almond milk yogurt. And just a drizzle of sriracha. Not much at all. And if I had some fresh greens, I would totally chop those up and put it inside, like spinach or kale. And if I had some fresh herbs, I would definitely chop those up and put it on top. But I don't have any, sadly. So it is what it is. But this is what it looks like, and I'll show you what it tastes like too. This looks so delicious. All right, ready to try this. So excited. Okay. Make sure I get some of that sauce. I want to get a sweet potato in here. Yeah, there we go. A little rice. Way too hot. Oh my gosh. A little spicy, but man, is it good. I don't normally add in like PB2 or peanut butter to my sauce, my curries, but I figured I would try it today. Really glad I did. It makes it so creamy and like more savory, if that's possible. I love it. I hope Jake likes it as much as me. I'll see you guys tomorrow for dinner. Hey guys, so it is Saturday night, and for dinner tonight I'm making vegan fettuccine Alfredo with some plant-based sausages and some steamed broccoli. So last night, Friday night, I did not cook dinner. I just ate leftovers from Thursday night, which was the peanut curry, so I just kept things nice and easy for Friday night. So let's go ahead and jump into tonight's dinner recipe. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get started on my cashew sauce. So I do a little cauliflower in my sauce as well, just so I don't have to use as much cashews since they are higher in fat. So I'm just gonna tear off my cauliflower into little pieces. And next I will add some raw unsalted cashews. And I'm gonna do half a cup. If I was just gonna do just cashews, which you can totally do if you like a fattier sauce, more like an original Alfredo, I assume, you could do just 1 cup of cashews and just skip out on the cauliflower. And I'm just gonna cover this with water, and I'm just gonna pop this in the microwave for about 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, so I just took my cashews and cauliflower out of the microwave, and I'm just gonna cover it with this little cutting board so that it continues to cook the cauliflower, and I'm gonna set it aside with my blender. Next, I'm going to finely dice 1 small onion. And this one does not look good. I'm gonna get another one. So this one looks better. Yeah. Right now I'm also going to go ahead and prep my sausage. So this is the Field Roast brand, Italian garlic and fennel. And like I said, they do have a little bit of oil in them, but otherwise they're pretty clean ingredients and they taste really nice. If you didn't want to do the plant-based sausages, you could just substitute mushrooms instead. That would be really nice in this recipe. So our pan is nice and hot. I'm just going to go ahead and add those onions. Now I'm going to prep my broccoli by chopping it into bite-sized pieces, and I'm just going to add that to the onions and sausage and let them saute together. And I have a pot of water boiling, and I'm going to be adding in this linguine pasta. And I really like this pasta. It is from Whole Foods, and I'm going to cook it until it is al dente. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of water to deglaze the pan on my broccoli. I'm going to start my Alfredo sauce by adding in my cashews and my cauliflower, and then a little bit of unsweetened soy milk. I'm going to make my spice blend now. So that's going to consist of some nutritional yeast for the cheesy flavor in this Alfredo sauce, and of course a little bit of salt. And then I'm going to be adding in some garlic powder, and then I'm going to add in some onion powder as well. And two spices you may not think about adding to your Alfredo is nutmeg and white pepper. So nutmeg adds a really good Alfredo-y taste. You just need a little bit of it though, and the same goes for the white pepper. So you could use regular pepper if you don't have white pepper. And then I also add in some crushed red pepper flakes because I really like it a little spicy. So I'm just going to add these in to the blender with everything else, along with half of a lemon juiced for that tang. And then I'm going to just blend everything together until it's really nice and creamy. And to thicken my sauce, I'm actually going to grab a ladle full of my pasta water and add that in. Because of the starches released from cooking the pasta, that's what helps thicken the sauce really nicely. And I'm just going to blend everything together once more. I'm going to drain my pasta, and I'm going to add in the sauce, the Alfredo sauce, and I just like to add the sauce to the pasta so that the pasta can absorb all of the flavors, and you know that's how the pros do it. But look how delicious this looks, seriously. My mouth is watering. I'm just gonna plate this up by plating the Alfredo on the bottom, and I'm just gonna top it with my deliciously sauteed onions, sausage, and broccoli. I'm telling you guys, you need to try this. So it's all done. I'm so hungry. Let me just get a bite so you guys can see how good it tastes. Now that hits the spot. I'm gonna go cuddle up on the couch and eat this while we watch some Harry Potter. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. See you guys in the next video. Bye.